Hi guys, it's Jordan from Jordan's Journey, and I just want to say that once again, life has taken a turn on me, and I can either look at this as, a place where I just give up, throw up my hands and say, well, forget it, and just give up on myself like so many of the other homeless people out there have already done, or where I do something about it. So hopefully I'm going to be doing something about it. So here's what I'd like to discuss with all of you tonight or this morning, whatever time it is when you're watching this video, is I'd like to do a series of videos basically on homeless discrimination, but also from society's standpoint, why they discriminate. Because I think, being that I've been on both sides, like a lot of you haven't been on both sides, and I hope and pray to God I don't wish homelessness upon my worst enemy. It has got to be the worst thing I've ever been through in my life, and I've been through a lot. So, part one is going to be about the discrimination that homeless people face. Maybe the things that you don't see, because all you guys see is, well, we can't give that person $1 because they're going to go spend it on drugs and alcohol. You better believe we are. When you live on the street, you can't do it sober, guys. It's damn near impossible. I've known maybe a couple, maybe like 1% of the population that didn't do drugs while they're on the street. Now, being that I have this shed, I have this home now, I could either do them or not do them. Do you see what I'm saying? But that is what I'm terrified of. This is why I need a job so bad, is because without it, I'm terrified of going back to that lifestyle of not, I guess I've given myself a false sense of reality by living in this shed, because the owner just came by the other day and told me that I had to start saving to move. And it was great because I was working, but yeah, that kind of, somebody put a wrench in that wheel there, but we'll get it figured out. It's all in God's hands now. So all I can do is hope and pray, and I've been filling out applications online and doing things like that, but we're gonna discuss that too, because something I'm going to tell you guys is this is a very, very huge problem. Society wants all the homeless people to get a job, but then look, someone like me who's homeless gets a job, and not once, twice, however many times, even no matter how good of a worker I am, because I got that scarlet letter, they judge me. That's discrimination, guys. And, the employers may say, oh, yeah, it's not because you're homeless. But in the same breath, they're saying things like, well, being that you're homeless, you have to be reconditioned, we have to coach you. Really, people? Okay. That's discrimination. But again, I see it from both sides. I just hope that I'm able to word things eloquently, because that's what needs to be done. Not only does it need to be worded properly, but everything needs to be in an organized fashion and explained. We're talking explained down to crossing the T's and dotting the I's like perfectly. So I hope I can do that. I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt to. So again, part one of the homeless discrimination video that I'm doing right now is going to be on the things that you guys may not see. Back to what I was saying, you see that you don't want to give them money because they'll go spend it on drugs or alcohol, or you see the filth that they leave behind in bathrooms after they take a shower in there, or you see them stealing food from a Circle K, or it's always negative with the homeless people. And again, I know both sides. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, like I said, I don't wish this upon my worst enemy. When I was first homeless, I was oblivious to what goes on out there. I didn't know that you don't sleep in dark corners. I didn't know that you don't let a guy buy you $1 beer because they'll expect a blowjob. Literally, guys, they'll expect a blowjob if he buys you $1 beer. So, you get scared, terrified. I got a ticket one time in a certain city, and again, I'm not going to name names or cities, but I got a ticket for sleeping at a bus stop because, you know what, it was lit. But let me tell you guys something. When you're a single female on the street, sleep is your worst nightmare. Because certain things happen when you fall asleep and you're all alone. So if you want to know why a lot of girls do meth or do drugs, it was to stay awake. I'd stay awake, sweet. I'd stay awake for 8 days at a time on that stuff. Because I was too afraid to go to sleep. I'm going to try to make this quick. People look at their watches when you ask them for money or you ask them to buy you a hamburger. They say, no, get a job. They come by you and completely ignore you like you don't exist and spit on the ground next to you. They say some very horrible things. At one point I was living in a dirt driveway, alleyway behind the Jiffy Lube at 51st Avenue, McDowell, I'll tell you that. And I segregated myself enough from the other homeless people because I knew I was different. Again, I'm different from anyone, but I knew I was different. But like I wanted society to accept me, and then when society wouldn't accept me because I was homeless, I was like, ew, am I kind of like them now? The realization like kicked in that I was in denial, guys. Like I said, this beautiful shed that I've had for a whole year, I'm a simple woman. I don't need anything more than this. And this is terrifying to me because I don't want to have to leave. This is my home. It's better than the street. But I pray to God every day that something will transpire, something will happen. Miracles happen every day. So back to the video, the story, what I was saying. You find out the hard way that when you go into a Chevron when it's 95, 100, 115 degrees outside to go get water, they tell you you're not allowed to do that, or they charge for ice. Are you kidding me? 25 cents for ice. You know how hot it is out there in the summertime? You get trespassed just because they don't like the way you look. You get judged, even by church groups, Christians, that I often wonder, are they feeding us because they really want to? Are they helping us because they really want to? Or because they feel like they're getting the golden ticket into heaven? So again, for all of you out there who have truly, and we're saying heartfelt, like truly wanted to help a homeless person, thank you. Because there have been days when I was out there where there were some kind people who smiled and bought me a whole meal. So when they say that no act of kindness is forgotten, it isn't, in my mind. And it's those people who truly like brighten my spirit. And it made me really not give up. It was those people. So, again, this is hard for me to be doing right now because that is what I face, okay? Not only have I faced getting a job and feeling so proud of myself and getting a bank account and being normal again, to only have it all taken away to once again go back to the same job. Feel like they were giving me another chance. To only have my bike stolen, 2 frivolous write-ups, and then get basically fired over my birthday weekend. He agreed to a transfer, but that guy gave me the runaround and hasn't called back. Nobody's calling me back. And so now I feel like I'm groveling on my hands and knees for what? For people who don't want me anyway? So that's what I face right now. I'm filling out the applications and stuff like that. And see how I'm going off on a different subject? Okay, this is very hard to discuss, the hatred and the way you get treated out there. But guys, it's nasty. I can't even begin to describe what it's like when you see people that you care about just giving up on themselves. But this is part 1, and I will continue on with part 2 when I'm composed enough to, because I really need to get my thoughts together. But I hope this gives you guys a general idea, okay? What we need are people like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Like, don't you guys see what an amazing person he was? And he had such a special calling on his life. If anybody knew anything about equality, it was that man. He wasn't the dream. He didn't have a dream. He was the dream, guys. Yet some stupid had to go and take him You know why? Because he was special. That's what we need to stop in this world today. If there hadn't been that discrimination, that man, that beautiful, beautiful man would have never been killed. Boy, I wish he were here right now to help give me some advice, because I know he'd give me some good advice. Because it's not just with homeless discrimination, guys. Racial discrimination, illegal discrimination, you know, the people from other countries. I mean, there's so much discrimination and hate going on today. What this world needs is love, sweet love. So, again, I apologize. This is going to be a very hard series to do, but it needs to be done. And hopefully I don't have to hear another person say, why do you care? It's not like your voice is going to make a difference. Well, maybe it will. Maybe it'll impact one person. Maybe it'll help one person. And that's all it needs to do. And I'll be happy with that. This is Jordan from Jordan's Journey signing off. Until next time.